Gadget, what's up, my friend?
Hello, Jay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
Yeah, good man. Good. Just being sued by some sex traffickers. So just just the
just,
usual.
just another Friday.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. How you going, man?
Good, man. Sorry about those douchebags that are suing you. I'm gonna throw up your.
Oh, that's all. Oh, yeah, I said that's okay. It's also silly. I mean, all you can do is laugh. It's the stupidest lawsuit I've ever seen. Um,
What is it that they're actually what's the actual accusation that they're making, like in general terms?
Yeah, so there's me and there's a bunch of other individuals listed. So some of them, some people might recognize, if people follow the Andrew Tate case, people like Crown Murders, Milk Bar TV, Nathan Livingston, Common Sense Skeptic. So they filed this lawsuit for defamation, defamation per se, commercial defamation, and civil conspiracy. So they're alleging that we're all a big conspiracy that have been working together to slander and defame the Tates. I mean, some of the people in the group, we literally don't even know each other, or
Yeah,
some have barely spoken to each. It's just it's
you
ridiculous.
guys have a you
Um,
have an interesting group too. Like politically, there's like a broad spectrum of you have everything from like
yeah,
QAnoners to like straight up communists in this group of people. Like politically, you have the whole spectrum. I think that's probably a good sign that you guys are on the right track.
well, that's the thing. The all the little tater tots, the Tate fan, and Tate drills this into them. They like to think that everyone against him is a blue haired feminist liberal.
Yeah.
And it's very much not the case. It's very diverse. There's a lot of good like conservative right wing people that don't like sex trafficking and are against this. Um,
Imagine that.
so that very much goes against their narrative. It's very diverse as far as all political sides of the political spectrum, religions. Anyone that doesn't like sex traffickers and pedophiles don't like these guys. Uh,
And if you love them, then the Tates are your guy. If that's your thing, you gotta love the Tates.
oh, go! That's it. Go for it. If that's your thing, for sure.
So tell me about then. I'll pull up the GoFundMe. I'll go to your DMs. I'll put it up on the screen. Tell me about where the money's going to go, um, and where the lawsuit was filed in Florida, right?
It was, yeah, which is again ridiculous. I'm in Australia. There's some jurisdiction issues there with most of the people listed. So it's just to basically go towards our defense. So in my opinion, this is not a serious lawsuit, and it's designed to attempt to just one silence us and two drain us and harass us. Tate's very open about doing this to people. There's a clip of him on Richard Cooper's podcast, where he talks about how if he doesn't like someone, he'll sue them and sue their family
Yeah.
and send people to their house and all this.
You can't hide in this world. It took all of 3 minutes to get all the information. And as for litigating his parents, I don't need a reason. You're going to have to defend yourself regardless. That's the thing about the American legal system. You cannot ignore it. I don't care if it costs me $1 million to take $1,000 out of your bank. You're going to be in court twice a month for the rest of your human years. I don't care. I will sue you for any and every reason forever. And you're going to have to hire lawyers and turn up forever. I will do that. I'm that guy. I'm petty. I'm petty and I've got a lot of money and a lot of time. So it's not even about guilty. It's not about why. It's just about because I can. It's one of many, many things I was going to do. I will bankrupt you. You don't understand the levels I will go to. I'm that guy. And he felt it because people turned up at his door. Once I had his address, I started putting, I didn't want to get banned from Twitter. Obviously, it happened in the end anyway. Yeah. But at first, I put his street name, then I put his house number. And then when guys turned up at his house, I had to fly some friends of mine from Vegas to LA. Like, I had to spend money on this shit. This took time out of my life. Anybody could run their mouth to me. I could do the same thing to them. I've turned up at dudes' houses before. I put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I do this.
So it's to go towards our defense, and any funds that aren't needed, like let's just say if some lawyer manages to talk sense to them and they drop it or whatever happens, any fund or more rough funds that are raised that are needed, that's going to go towards victims, which will.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the plan. We're not going to profit from this at all. So if it gets a lot of support, which it has been, it's got up to 10K, nearly about to pass 10K in less than a week. So,
And I saw the other ones at like 70K, right? There's two of them, right? Or was that a different?
yeah, there's the victim. The one you're thinking of is the victims in the UK, which I promote quite a lot.
Oh, that's
for
the one
women
for
that
the
are suing.
victims. Okay, my bad.
No, that's cool. That's because one thing that the Tates would love me to stop talking about that. So, because of this, which is not going to happen, I'm going to keep promoting the victims fundraiser, their campaign, and all the victims. That's really what this is all about. Any kind of attention I get from this, I want to make sure that we keep that in the front of our mind. Like they're the most important people in this, not us, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, ours is just literally about to hit 10K probably overnight. My time tonight is probably going to hit 10K, which is amazing, like in less than a week. Because it really is like there's a lot of, I don't know, grandstanding about free speech, but this is literally a free speech thing. They're
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
they're literally just filing an absurd lawsuit that, like, if you read like all the examples of defamation they've listed, they've kind of put a list of examples of defamation posts and things towards each defendant, and it is just the most absurd, ridiculous examples of defamation. Like one of mine, for example, is a post on Twitter I did with a caption, Andrew Tate admits to being a pimp who exploits women and takes all their money, and it's attached to a clip of Andrew Tate saying, so when I was a pimp, I used to exploit all the women and take all their money.
And I think I get this from my job. So when I'll say pimping because it was webcam, but it was essentially what it was. When I was pimping, you'd pick up a girl, but if you get a high value asset, like a girl, because that's what a beautiful woman is. A beautiful woman's a high value asset. It's like having a Ferrari. You walk down the street with a beautiful woman, it's like driving around Lambo. Everyone's staring at you. So if you pick up a high value asset, in the pimp game, you need to learn how to control her and retain her. You need to make her do as you say, and you have to keep her. And you have to keep her regardless, in spite of the fact that you cheat, you're busy, you take all her money, you make her do something she doesn't want to do, and she still has to stay with you. So to me, that's what the game was.
It's just his words.
Exactly. So it's literally their definition of defamation is showing their words and playing clips of them posting court documents and updates of what's happening in court that contradicts the lies that they say about what happened in court, and just things like that. The text exchanges that are in evidence that show that they have exploited women and been abusive towards women in their text exchanges and admitted to abusing women. So it's just ridiculous. So.
Well, the interesting thing is, like, I've seen at least Murder by Crayons. I've seen him like say this to Andrew Tate. Like, you have that. There's that Twitter Spaces where they've said this. Like, they've discussed it openly together. So it's weird that like now they're saying it's defamation. At the time, they just sat there on a Twitter Live and allowed it to happen. They had the conversation. It's weird that now it's defamation.
It is. It feels very desperate to me. Like ever since, for example, they went to the US for their little joyride they were allowed to have around the United States,
Yes.
and Andrew actually said he expected to get a hero's welcome, and I believe he expected this, to get a hero's welcome, and particularly the whole MAGA side of America were going to welcome him with open arms, and it did not happen, and it's really just drawn attention to, for example, people thinking, who are these guys? And seeing all these things that we've shared were their words from their own mouths. And it's just really destroyed their reputation. It's their following, like the members of Tate's little university that's just like a ghost town in there. So this is really a desperation move. What I believe is a failed attempt to silence us. It's not going to happen. We're not going to be scared off. We're not going to be silenced. And particularly for the victims, we're going to continue to have their back. There's a lot of women who, for their own safety and threats from the Tates and their fans, can't speak up themselves and put their faces out there. So, just stop being silenced doesn't feel like an option.
Yeah. Well, look, I appreciate it. We're going to post it in the Discord. Anybody who can give to this, please do. And like Gadget mentioned, if they wind up not having to use this to pay for litigation, then this will go to it. Will you just transfer into that other fund? Is that where it'll go? Into the
That's most likely. That's most likely the plan. We'll be looking at some victim funds, and we'll at a later date we'll confirm exactly whether we split them up into a few. So we'll completely confirm that as far as exactly which one's going to go towards. It's going to go towards victims, and that's basically any funds that aren't needed.
Good. Well, we'll try and raise some funds for you, but on a personal level, like, how are you doing with all this? You doing all right?
I'm fine, honestly. It's just one, it wasn't unexpected. They've kind of been doing veiled threats that they were going to do this in their streams and all this stuff, and Andrew's bragged about doing things like this. So one, it wasn't a surprise, and two, it's just so stupid. It's just so ridiculous. So no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just laughing it off, and yeah.
Well, good.
Doing what I do.
Well, we'll throw it up there. We'll try and raise some funds. I appreciate you coming by. Make sure you guys are following Gadget too on Twitter. It's interesting. Murder by Crayons. Any of those people. Are you guys still doing Twitter Spaces now and then, getting together?
Yeah, we'll be doing some pretty soon. There's been a bit less just because there's a bit less, not as much kind of case news going on lately. But we'll be definitely doing some. We've got a few planned, I'll say, in the coming weeks.
Well, keep me posted on that, and we'll announce it.
Awesome. No, thanks. I will. I'll send you a DM.
Brother. Be well.
No worries. Thanks, Jay.
We'll
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Gadget, everybody. All right, now it's time for friendly.